You've probably heard the term AI agent 100 times this year. Everyone's talking about it. But lately, a new phrase has started showing up: multi agent systems. Sounds technical, but it's actually pretty simple. A multi agent system is just a group of AI agents that talk to each other, share tasks, and work together like a team. Instead of one agent doing everything alone, multiple agents handle different parts of a job and pass the results between them. In today's episode, we're going to unpack what that means. I'll show you how multi agent systems work, how they communicate, what can go wrong, and how you can use them to save real time in your daily work. We'll even walk through a live example of agents that research, write, and review content for you, all while you stay in control. By the end of this episode, you'll understand what separates basic automation from real collaboration between AI systems. Welcome back to Data and AI with Mukundan, where you learn AI by building. I'm Mukundan, and in this show, we talk about practical human ways to use AI tools, not for hype, but for real results. Now, in the last two episodes, we talked about how single agents can plan your day or even manage your job hunt. But in real life, work doesn't happen in isolation. You don't have one person who does everything. You have a group of people who collaborate, hand things off, check each other's work, and make sure the final result is strong. And that's exactly what multi agent systems are. They are like your virtual team. Instead of one large model doing all the work, you break the process into smaller clear steps. Each agent gets a job. Each agent passes its results to the next one. Today, I'm going to explain this in plain English and show you how to think about building your own AI team, one that can work while you sleep. So, let's start with the basics. A single agent is like a solo worker. You give it a goal, it plans the steps, it acts, and it learns from feedback. A multi agent system is like a small team, though. It's like a group of agents, each one good at a specific job. They can communicate with each other, divide the work, check each other's output, and hand tasks back and forth. Now, let's say you wanted to write a research article. You could assign the first agent to gather information from trusted sources. The second agent could write the first draft. The third could edit it for clarity. The fourth could format it and get ready to post. See this. So basically, each agent has a narrow focus. One plans, one writes, one reviews. They don't try to do everything at once. They just do one part well and pass the baton. So the real magic happens when they share context. That's what makes it feel like teamwork instead of just random automation. Here's how agents communicate: they don't talk like humans, they pass structured messages, small packets of information that tell the next agent what's done and what's next. Now, imagine three agents working on a short report. The first one says, summarize the latest data on renewable energy. The second replies, summary complete. Here are the top 5 insights. The third looks at those insights, finds a gap, and sends a note back. It says, double check insight number 3. So the second one reviews it really and fixes the error and returns it. This back and forth is called message passing. It keeps everyone aligned. Now each agent knows what's been done, what's pending, and what to correct. That simple exchange is what allows multi agent systems to coordinate just like human teams. There's accountability because each step is logged. There's reliability because if one fails, the others can pick up where it left off. And there's transparency because you can always trace why something happened. When the structure is missing, agents start stepping on each other's toes. When it's there, the system feels stable and intelligent. Now, let's take a real world example. Remember the job hunting agent we built in the last episode? Now let's make it a multi agent. Here's how that would look in practice. The first agent tracks your job applications. Every time you apply, it adds the details, the the role, date, salary, and link to your Notion or Google Sheet. The second agent does the research. It looks up each company, checks their Glassdoor ratings, recent funding, and team size. Then it sends that data to the next agent. The third agent prepares interview questions based on that information. It tailors them to the company and your resume. The fourth agent handles follow ups. After the interview, it drafts a thank you email and sets a reminder to follow up if you don't hear back. Now, each agent knows what the others are doing. When you apply to a new company, the tracker alerts the researcher. The researcher passes notes to the prep agent. The prep agent then alerts the follow up agent once the interview is complete. The result is a system that behaves like an organized, invisible team working behind the scenes. You still review everything, you're still the decision maker, but the heavy lifting is off of your plate. Now, let's do another live demo where we have a simple multi agent workflow that can run on top of any LLM model. We'll build three agents: a researcher, a writer, and a reviewer. The goal is to create a 200-word LinkedIn post about three new AI tools that launched this week. The researcher starts by searching for the newest tools. It collects short descriptions and features. The writer then receives that input and drafts a clean, readable post summarizing the key takeaways. Reviewer checks that tone, corrects mistakes, and shortens the text where needed. You can watch them communicate. The researcher then sends also, here's what I found. Writer replies, draft complete. The reviewer comments, shorten paragraph 2, fix typos, rephrase, conclusion. Writer updates and resubmits. Now, within a minute, you have a finished piece that's fact checked, clear, and ready to post. That's what a multi-functioning, multi-agent system feels like. Something that's functioning at least. Well, it doesn't rush, right? So it coordinates. It's the digital version of a well-run project team. Of course, things don't always go smoothly. Multi-agent systems fail when there's no hierarchy, no memory, or weak feedback loops. If every agent thinks it's in charge, they'll overwrite each other's work. If they forget what's already been done, they'll repeat the same task again. If there's no feedback, one small error multiplies as it moves to the chain. That's why guardrails matter. Always define who leads, who follows, and how feedback flows. The easiest way is to start with a single shared goal, two or three agents, and a rule for when humans get to approve. It's not about making machines work alone, it's about making them work with you, predictably and safely. Now, let's pause for a quick quiz to see if you're catching the pattern. I'll read five statements out loud. You can just say true or false in your head. 1. Multi agent systems are just faster versions of single agents. I'll repeat that again. Multi agent systems are just faster versions of single agents. And I'll just say the answer as well simultaneously. So the answer is false because multi agent systems aren't faster, they're just smarter. 2. Agents need clear communication to work together effectively. 2 is true, communication is really everything. Because the question is agents need clear communication to work together effectively, and that is true. 3. Feedback loops only matter for solo agents. Feedback loops only matter for solo agents. And this is false because feedback loops matter even more when multiple agents are involved. 4. Multi agent systems work best when every agent has the same goal. 4 is false because they work best when each agent has a distinct role. Again, the question was multi agent systems work best when every agent has the same goal. They work best when each agent has a distinct role. Now, 5. Human approval steps prevent chaos. Human approval steps prevent chaos. 5 is true because the human in the loop checkpoints keep everything grounded. So, this one was true. Right? So, now let's make this real for you. Here's your challenge for the week. Pick one workflow in your life that always takes too long, something with at least 2 steps. Then imagine what it would look like if two simple agents handled those steps and talked to each other. For example, if you have one agent summarize your meeting notes, then the second agent could turn those summaries into action items. You don't even have to build it yet. Just describe how they would pass information, what they would need to remember, and where would you step in for approval. That's how you start thinking like a system designer. Once you can imagine how the pieces fit together, building it is easy. Now, before we wrap up, I wanted to leave you with one thought. Automation saves you minutes, collaboration saves you hours. Single agents are great at doing one task well. Multi agent systems are powerful because they think ahead, hand off work, and close the loop. If this episode helped you understand how to design those systems, share it with one teammate who's experimenting with AI workflows. Now, next week, we'll go one level deeper into something new: how to combine human decisions with agent actions. It's about learning how to supervise and delegate to your AI like a real manager. Until then, remember this: the best AI systems don't just work for you, they work with you.